Hi everyone, welcome to day 7 of Foraging Fortnight. So today's item is an unwanted item of clothing. So I've only pre-made one thing, so I'll show you that first. So that's a journal topper. Now I've made this out of, how much of that you can see, a very nice blouse, which has got these net pieces with the embroidery on. So I just cut around the edges as close as I could, and I've put that onto a journal cover. So I'm hoping that will fit. I will actually make my cover to fit the topper. So I've just layered up pieces of there's a bit of scrapbook paper, some dictionary page that's actually got a flower written in the top, and some green paper, and then I've just put a few bits of tickets and things on there. So I'm quite pleased with that. So that was my journal topper. Now I've done some prep with some other bits of fabric. So I've got these butterflies, which came from this scarf. So you can see at one end is lots of butterflies cut out from there. So I haven't actually planned what I'm going to do with these, but I thought I would just start by cutting these out. I glued them a couple of hours ago, so I hope, yeah, they should be nicely stuck. Fabric is, I don't normally use a lot of fabric in my journals. I think it sort of, not really frightens me, but I don't quite know how to use it. Which is why I've backed these onto card, so that I know I can stick them down. I mean, the fabric was very flimsy anyway, so I don't think it would have been any good to just use it as it was. I'm hoping I can use these as embellishments. I probably won't do much more with them today, maybe ink the edges. Just because I'm not actually putting anything into my journal just yet. I've got a folder, and all my makes are just going in that until the end. And I will put them all into the journal at the end. Hopefully fill the journal. I think I took off a bit extra there, but never mind. Get rid of those bits. Right, I think we'll leave those, and you get the idea from that one. So I'm just going to ink the edges, and we'll see what it looks like then. I think it'll look quite... Lost a bit of the body there. So, oh. Yeah, lost the antennas as well. Right, I think we'll come off with the antennas. I shall maybe make some to go on there. It was obviously too thin. I quite like the rest of it. It's fraying a bit around the edges, but I quite like that. I think that will look nice somewhere in the journal. And so you don't want to watch me cutting more out, but that's a large one. I've got a medium and 2 small. And I just used some fabric glue, put that on the card, and then stuck the butterflies onto it. So that's that one. And then I've got this lovely top, which has got tons of fabric in it, and I absolutely love it. The only bit I've actually used so far is the frill around the top. I still haven't cut into the actual body of the top. So what I've done the same again. I've stuck that onto some card, and I've gone with cream this time, a nice piece of card. So I'm just going to cut that out and follow the lines. I thought that was too nice an edge to waste. Didn't want to cut that off. And I'm hoping this will make a pocket. Right, so the only thing is I need a journal page just so I can figure out how wide it needs to be. There's my signatures, so I'm taking quite a bit off there. Right, so I think we'll go from the start from there to there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 curves there. What to call them? You know what I mean. My brain's not working properly. I'm not feeling 100% today. Right, I think we'll do that edge as well. I'll go there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So sticking it onto card as well. Oops, there goes my papers. Stops it from fraying. So that's got to be good. So that would go like that. I wonder if I can round the edges or whether it won't. No, it won't go in. So maybe I'll try and do that with the scissors. Yeah, that looks something like. Just going to give that ink around the edges. Yeah, let's give it an ink on the top. So that would be a pocket. I don't know whether that needs anything else on that. It might spoil it if I try and add things to it. So I have some bits left here. So I think if I just trim that so that it fits the card. And I think I could make some page tabs. That would go like that. I'm not going to glue it in yet because I'm not gluing anything in just yet. We could probably do another one there. I think that one. Yeah, so both slightly different. That's got a pink red flower on it, and that's got a blue one. But both very nice, and I think they will look lovely on the page. So that was that fabric. A few bits, scraps left, but I'm not sure Not sure what I could do with those. I won't throw them away. I shall keep them and have a think about them. And now I've got this piece, which came from a sundress. Yeah, that was slightly too small for me, which is a shame because it's very nice. So again, I've stuck that to the... Sorry, I've just lost the head off my microphone. I'll get that back on, so I hope the sound's still alright. So I'm just going to trim that down. That's not that easy, that's needing a bit of a sawing action with the blade. No. I think I might just have to do that with my scissors. And that's very raggy. I've just had an idea that I was going to make another pocket, but that is a bit boring. I wonder about if that would die cut. So let's have a look. Right, let's give it a go. I think there. Just gonna tape down. Yep. Perhaps it needs another piece as well. Hopefully that will keep it where it's supposed to be. So I'll just grab the die cutting machine. And we'll see what we can do with this. So this is a total experiment because it just come to me. It's just whether the fabric will die cut. Can you see that? I'm just going to go backwards as well. So it's 2 runs through. Well, it looks to have cut. Maybe not. Right, so it has cut the card, but not the fabric. But that's given me a nice line. So hopefully, yeah, should just be able to follow that round. So you can see it breaking away in places, so it's just nearly cut through. Right, there we go. How nice does that look? I think I'll just ink that around the edges. And I think where are my pages again? That's upside down. So I think if that was on a page there, that would make a lovely tuck spot. But again, I don't know whether I want to cover it. And we also have a bit left, which is just the right size for a pocket, if I can cut it straight. Right, let's have a look. Let's try that with a knife. See if we can cut that any cleaner. Yeah, we would try that, but I don't know where the knife is. Right. Right. Next thought is let's die cut a pocket. So, oh, look at that. Couldn't have been any more perfect. So it's just a plain rectangle. But if this works like the other one, then I should be able to just go around with the scissors. Let's get the die cutter again. So I'll do 2 passes again. To try and make sure it's cut. Let's have a look at this. If I've got that nice line to cut to. There we go. Now, I wonder if I should decorate this one. Let's round those corners. Give it an ink. And let's try, see if we can put a thumb notch in it. Again, it may not work with it being fabric. We can only, oh, it does work. That's wonderful. Right, I quite like that side. I think that side's a bit heavy on the pattern, so maybe we'll try and cover some of that up. I've got some music page. I've always got music page on my desk. Get that inked. No idea what we're going to put on top of this, but I'll find my box of bits in a minute and I'm sure we'll find something. Right. Don't like that. A bit brown, so I think I want something coloured. That's quite nice, but it would be better if it was coloured. Let's just get a bit of ink and put a bit of colour on that. So I think that would look nice if it was pink. Should I go the darker? No, I think we'll start with the pink. We can always go dark red if I don't like it. Just get a bit of that off. Just ink around the edge, because that'll make it stand out a bit more as well. Right, so I think it still needs something else, maybe a label or a ticket. Ones are possible. Up there. Yep, I like that. Right, let's get those two inked. And then we'll get everything stuck down. And probably with this, have to go for the same glue. Not the same glue that I use, but some glue that will do fabric, just to make sure it sticks. And then I'll just use my normal wet glue now because we're just going onto paper. Just putting that big one underneath. Let's just lift that. Get some glue on this. There we go. That corner doesn't quite seem as round as the other one. There we go, one fabric pocket. I don't know whether to decorate the other one now, but The other one's quite textured as well. I think I quite like the other one as it is. So there we go. I hope that's given you some ideas on ways you can use old clothes in your journal. So we've got a decorated pocket, a journal topper, butterflies, page tabs, and another fabric pocket. Have I got all that in? You can see all that, can't you? So, like I say, I hope that's given you some ideas. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now.